Hey everyone, my name is Brian Trung and I'm the owner and chief executive officer of Oxygen Supremacy.
I'm Braden Ridley and I'm the head of content / social media manager of Oxygen Supremacy.
So Oxygen was founded in October 21st, 2012, so about almost 5 years ago now. It started off as more of a Call of Duty based organization at the start, and we really started expanding into other an esport kind of company in March of 2017. And our first game that we expanded to was Smite. We actually picked up a really good amateur team. They went into a tournament against pro teams and actually ended up sweeping 3 teams in a row, and then eventually losing to a 4th team because they got worn out. But we've been pushing ever since. We're in Halo right now, and we're doing really well with our Halo team, and we're looking at other video games.
How did I get here? Would be a fairly complicated question, actually, because it's a long road. But well, I mean, I met this guy. It would have been about 2 years ago.
A year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago, at a Logic concert. So represent. But basically, I met him the first time there, and it was probably maybe about half a year later, about 6 months maybe, before we kind of met again. And then he offered, asked me basically if I wanted to join him in esports. So I'm a videographer. So this was something. There was a completely new world for me. I'm mostly doing freelance work, weddings, music videos, things like that. So esports events was something that was definitely a different thing entirely. So originally, we were working for somebody else at a different esports organization. And, we went to a few events together, and then, we both realized that our dynamic worked really well, and we wanted to take it somewhere better, make something of ourselves in the esports world. And so that's how Oxygen Supremacy came around.
So with the Halo team, they practice every day for countless hours, and 3 of them have been in the pro circuit before. One of them being RyaNoob, who is the captain of the team. He's been playing since Halo 3, and he's been a really dynamic player in the scene. Everyone knows who he is, and they know his work ethic, and he really just puts in a lot of time and effort into making sure that they're well prepared for any tournament or anything related to a competitive Halo atmosphere. And with him being the leader of that team, he gets them prepared, and he makes sure that they don't slack off in terms of getting practice, I'd say. Yeah, so they put 100% in each match, and they never really take anything for granted.
One of the things that I noticed that a lot of teams, not even just in Halo, but in esports in general, they don't take SCRIMS serious enough. It's practice for the real deal, and you have to put your effort into that. Make sure that that you're not only practicing, but you're playing as a team, and you're practicing for something greater. So it's really important to scrim, and they do it, and they put their 100% into even the scrims, and that alone is one of the most important things any team can do.
Yeah, it was actually a big thing for them. I actually spoke with them right after the tournament, and I was actually speaking with the president of the company a little bit about it too, the president of Millennial Esports. And the boot camp was designed for an amateur team to kind of practice against one of the top teams, being Team EnVyUs. And what they learned at that event was they need to tune some things up in order to make that pro league, and the practice that they got in was really, really good, because they found the flaws in certain maps and certain game modes, and they were able to discover that before going into the the qualification. So it was good for them to go out to that boot camp and get a lot of practice. I think the biggest challenge for us is staying even more consistent, especially just not getting all the pressure of getting into the pro league. I just don't want them to feel like they really need to be in that type of environment of being really I guess pressure sensitive.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, 100%. Yeah.
And so with them going into the pro league or trying to qualify for the pro league, we're playing against two top teams that have stayed in the pro league for so long, and they also put hard work into it. But we feel like this team has the potential of being even a better team than most teams in the pro league. So I think that we have the right mindset going in, and there shouldn't be any issues qualifying. Okay, well, with DreamHack, it's obviously the biggest tournament for Oxygen and the team. It's a $200,000 prize pool, so there's a lot of money at stake there. We did really well at our last LAN tournament, which was HCS Daytona. That was by UMG Events. And we placed 5th there, which was really good. But I feel like with DreamHack coming up and us getting a lot more practice than we did at Daytona, I have a feeling that we can even get 3rd. Only because the players are mentally ready for it. They're just prepared. And honestly, not even 3rd. They could probably win the event. There's been a lot of setbacks for us. One thing was kind of trying to expand into too many games and kind of using our resources and pushing it all on these games, and then kind of just not getting any return on investment. That was a huge step back. So the reason why we only have the Halo team right now is we want to establish ourselves in one game first before moving into any other games, having a focus on one team for the time being. We work with a lot of partners right now, and it's been great, but at the very start it was hard because we didn't really establish ourselves yet, and no partners really wanted interest in us because we were just a startup. But now that we're up, it's been pretty smooth.
Yeah, I think it's it's honestly we all knew what we were capable of. We have that passion, that vigor to do something special. I think it's just proving that to not only partners, sponsors, but also to the general community too, because everyone's gonna look at this new org that just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, who are you? You're not Optic. You're not gonna do anything special. You're just gonna lose in open bracket. And so proving to the community and to the partners, like he said, that we were the real deal, that we have the passion and the dedication to do something special. That was the biggest challenge. But I think that our business sense and our personalities and our talent really did shine through, and I think that definitely ended up starting to help us, especially when we started doing well within Halo and even Smite, honestly, at the beginning there. So honestly, I think once we started getting that recognition, things started getting easier, and people started realizing that we're in it to win it.
Yeah. One thing I'll mention is a lot of people on Twitter have been tweeting us about an Oxygen house. And until we get the right resources to get that going, it will come out. We are planning on getting an Oxygen house. It will be sometime later in the near future. We're looking projected late 2017 or maybe mid 2018. Other things that we have planned, we're planning on getting a possible office for actually Braden and I downtown here in Vancouver. So that'll be pretty cool. But actually, yeah, I can talk about one title that we're looking at, possibly Gears of War. I actually talked to the developer, or one of the heads of the Esports team there at the Coalition Studios, actually based in Vancouver. That's a game that we're looking at expanding into only because the scene is growing a lot, the prize pool is there, and it's kind of like a now or never if you're trying to enter that scene. And we have a lot of free agents that have been messaging us about possibly entering the scene, so there's a possibility there. Just want to give a thanks to everyone that's been supporting Oxygen. We've been in esports really for only 4 months now, and we've grown so much. We've gained almost 3,000 followers from being a Call of Duty team to an esports organization now. So it's been great. Just shout out to everyone in Oxygen. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. We have so much more planned for everyone, and I can't wait to share it with everyone.
100% agree with that. Actually, I don't think I could say that any other way other than the fans and the people in the community that are supporting us, that means so much. And what he was saying before about the people that are within Oxygen, we really worked hard to have a core group of people that are a family, and without them we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be doing as well as we are, and we handpicked the people that are working with us for a reason, and they do a phenomenal job, just like we do a phenomenal job. So thank you to them as well.